I'm in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, where I was raised in Mason County. I'm here with my dad. This is Paul J. Chapman, and we are at the memorial marker for the Silver Bridge that collapsed December 15th, 1967. And I had just turned 17. I was delivering groceries for Red's Meat Market and had just come through downtown with the van after a delivery. Got back to the store, and that's when I learned that a tragedy had taken place in our little town, Point Pleasant. Dad was a pastor at the time and was a first responder as clergy to help the people who were facing that tragedy. And what's one of the memories you have, Dad, of that day, December 15th, 1967?
Well, as for myself, I was working at Kaiser Aluminum, and the word came into the plant that the bridge had collapsed, and so it's just a hard thing to believe at the time, and finally it dawned on us that was true, and several of the men from Point Pleasant wondered if family was on it, friends or neighbors, and we just asked to leave the plant and come on home, and found that it was just a terrible tragedy, and you could feel the sorrow moving over the town, and it was just something that was just hard to believe, but it was true, and that day is still pressed on our minds.
Every December 15th.
Every December the 15th. Hard to believe it's been 45 years ago.
Yeah. We learned as a community that God is faithful even in the face of such a tragedy as that. And it pulled this community together. It's kind of the thing that tragedy does.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm very proud to be from this town that has walked through something like that, and it's actually made us stronger.
Yeah.
And proud to be a West Virginian, proud to be a native of Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Well, the fall of the Silver Bridge moved us all in a lot of ways, and as a songwriter, I decided to write a song to honor the souls that we lost, the 46 people from our community and the city who loved them and still cares very much about them.
Christmas 1967. For families all over America, a time of joy and giving. Early one Friday evening, Christmas shoppers queued up to cross a bridge across the Ohio River, a trip from which many never returned.
She was built strong and tall across the great Ohio River, and I'll not forget the name they would give her. She was known for her color and what she would give to the town that would call her the Silver Bridge. She was work for our fathers and a nest for the sparrows, and a way to get to loved ones on her lanes that were narrow. And we welcomed all the travelers who were just passing through, and we welcomed all the commerce and the good it would do. And how many times did I cross that span that testified well to the genius of man? She was part of our families, a friend to us all, but we never thought she would fall. We never thought that at all. 'Cause year after year she gained our trust, and the bright silver paint covered her rust. But with the runaway barges, the cold and the heat, pounded hard on her metal until she grew weak. And then one evening in December, she was full end to end, and her load was just too great with our family and friends. And then she creaked and she groaned and then turned upside down, and her fall filled the valley with a terrible sound. And how many times did I cross that span that testified once to the genius of man? She was part of our families, a friend to us all, but we never thought she would fall. No, we never thought that at all.
I really was scared. I thought, is this happening to me? But I knew that it wasn't my time to go, because if it was, I would have been in, because there were cars ahead of me that I did see go in. It's a terrible feeling that you couldn't help anybody.
Now if Bridges were able, I believe she'd have cried, "No one come near me, please stay on your side." But now there's 44 souls resting up on the ridge, and 2 are still missed with that old silver bridge. And now every time that I cross any span, I wonder about the genius of man. She was part of our families, a friend to us all, but we never thought she would fall. We never thought that at all. No, we never thought she would fall. We never